Hey everyone, this is Larry with Today I Feel Like. Today we're going to take a look at the Viltrox DC-550. This is a HD monitor for your cameras, so you can actually see what you're doing when you're filming. So it's going to have a 5.5 inch screen, 1200 nits of brightness. It looks like it's going to be pretty awesome. They have three different versions of this. They have a 550, a 550 Pro, which is touchscreen, and then a 550 Lite also. So let's jump into it, unbox it. I'll tell you why I want this, how I'm going to use it, and then we will try it out. So let's go. All right, so I wanted a monitor like this because I shoot a lot of product reviews here in my home studio. And when I'm shooting, I have a top-down camera, which is my Sony a7R III, and it doesn't have a fully articulating screen. It just has a flip-up screen. And the problem with that is that while I'm shooting, I can't actually see what my top-down camera sees. So I can set the shot up, before I start shooting, but once I start shooting, I'm kind of shooting blind from that top-down camera. And the problem with that is that sometimes as I'm working the product or unboxing, I may move the product a little bit out of frame, and I don't know it until after I've finished shooting. That's a problem if you're doing an unboxing, because if you want it to be authentic, you don't really get a second shot at the unboxing. Now, if it's easy, you can maybe package stuff back up and do it again. But if you want to be truly authentic, you only get that one shot. So you want to get the framing and everything right the first time out. So having a monitor is going to allow me to see what I'm actually shooting while I'm shooting. And so we're going to unbox this bad boy and take a look at it. And we're going to see how it actually performs when I set it up so I can see my top-down angle. All right, let's get it unboxed and try it out. All right, well, here is the box. We can see this is going to be a 5.5 inch monitor. It's the Viltrox DC-550, and it is a full HD monitor with 1920 by 1080 pixels, HD portable LCD monitor. On this side, we can see it has waveforms, monitoring tools so that you can actually add LUTs onto this monitor using a SD card. It's going to have, it says marking composition, image, 3 power supply system so that you can use a battery, the Sony's MPF style batteries. You can plug in with a 12 volt DC, or you can use USB-C. Also, there's shortcut key settings on here as well. So yeah, on this side, pretty much the same information. So let's go ahead and see if we can get this out of the package here, out of the box. And it is in there pretty snug. So let's see if we can get this thing slid on through. They really have this in there tight. Let's see if we can get this out. There we go. All right. And there's a little bit of tape there, so let me see if I can cut through this right there and right there. All right, that should be good. And, oh, look at that, very nice. We have a nice case that it's going to go into. And yeah, so I think that's gonna be, everything is gonna be in this case. So let's get this unboxed here and see what it's gonna look like. And look at that. So we are gonna have, looks like some QR codes for, maybe for some instructions or some of the official website instructions and firmware upgrade tutorials. So you can upgrade the firmware on here as well. And it looks like we're going to get, oh, look at that. They're actually going to give us a battery in here. That's very nice. Let me just rip through this plastic. I was trying to do it nice, but it's not coming out. So this is going to be an MPF style 550. So there we go. That is very nice. Oh, look at this. And it has a USB-C port on the battery so that you can actually charge this via a USB-C port instead of having to have a Sony style charger. So very nice. All right. This is going to be, I imagine, this is going to be a tripod or a hot shoe adapter on there. So yeah, hot shoe and tripod or light stand adapter. So that's very nice. This is going to have a pin right here to keep it in place. Those are, this is not something that's always included, but very, very welcome when it shows up. So see what else we have in here. We're going to get some cables. This is going to be a, looks like an HDMI to, oh, so nice, a mini HDMI or micro HDMI to full-size HDMI. This is very, very nice because a lot of cameras have this little tiny plug. It's annoying. I wish everything had full HDMI, but if you don't, this is great that they actually include it. All right, let's see what else we have here. We are going to get, looks like another cable. This is going to be, now this is going to be, I believe, the mini HDMI to a full-size HDMI. So that's nice. So if your camera has a mini HDMI, which is a little bit more robust than the micro, but I guess this will, you know, not quite as nice as just having full HDMI to full HDMI. But I'm glad they included those cables. So, and then here is a USB-C to USB-A or USB-A to USB-C cable that they include as well. So little QC sticker. And then last, but certainly not least, we have the monitor itself. And let's take a look. We get this out of the plastic. And we have to have our silica gel. We always have our silica gel. All right, and look at this. Oh, this is sweet. It actually has a built-in pop-up hood. So you can see where it says open. You're just gonna grab that, and let's see. I think there might, oh, it's a little button you push. I think it's a little button. And then, let's see, grab, I'm not sure how this works. I think it says, let's see, grab that. There we go. All right, I guess I just hit it wrong. And that's gonna be the pop-up hood. So this is gonna be nice. So if you're outdoors working, you're not going to have to worry about your monitor not being bright enough. So this thing has 1200 nits of brightness, but if for some reason it's still too bright outside, you have your hood that's going to help shield it from the sun so that you'll be able to see it at night, or in the daytime. You have all your buttons up top here. It looks like you have your F1, F2, F3, and your back button. Right here, you're going to have your SD card slot. So there you go. You can put that in there right there. I'm not sure what this little bit is right there, but here's your, it's a full-size SD card slot. So you can put in your LUTs there. I imagine you can also probably use that for firmware updates. On this side, you're going to have your power. You're going to have your 5-volt in for USB-C. You're going to have, it looks like a quarter 20 thread tripod mount there. And then you're also going to have a DC 12 volts in right there as well. On the back, you're going to have your battery and then the release button for your battery. And then on the bottom here, you're going to have your HDMI out, HDMI in, another quarter 20 thread, and a headphone jack on here so that you can plug in and monitor your audio if you need to. That's very, very nice. And then on the side here, you have your on-off switch, and you have a wheel here. I believe this is going to be like a selection wheel, and it pushes there. So you can navigate through your menus and then push that there to select. So it should be pretty easy. And then again, your battery part goes right there. Just slide that right in, just like that. Now you have your battery in. You want to release it, just push that, and then slide. Let's see, get that. And there you go, just like that. So put that in there, lock it in, push it, and it is in there firm. Yeah. So it takes a little bit of muscle to get that battery off, but yeah. Let's do this now. Let's go ahead and I'm gonna hook this up. I'm gonna put this onto a stand and hook it up to my camera. Hopefully I can get this thing running directly to my camera, but the cable is not too long here. It's looking a little short, so I'm hoping I can actually get it going to my camera, and we'll see how it works out and get this thing all set up and going. All right, so I have the monitor hooked all the way up now. I have the cable running from the camera up top, my A7R III, into the monitor, and I have the monitor actually plugged in via AC instead of the battery. It does work with the battery. I tested it to make sure, but because I'm going to be filming indoors here and I have access to AC power, I feel like it's best just to use that all the time when I have access to it. So yeah. Now, it does have the hood on there, the shade. Now, I don't really need the shade in here, but I could take that off, so I may just take it off so I can see what the monitor looks like without it. But this is really, really nice because it allows me to actually see my top-down shot. So now I know exactly where I am at in frame. I can move stuff around wherever I want it. If there's something that shouldn't be in the shot, I can simply push it, move it out of the way, get all this stuff that shouldn't be in there out of the shot. That way I can see exactly what I'm working with. And yeah, and if I feel like anything is getting in the way or getting out of the way or whatever, I can move all this stuff. Now I can see here also that my microphone is a little bit in the shot, so I can move that and get that out of the way. So yeah, it just makes life very, very easy when you can actually see your framing just the way it should be. So before this, it was all just a big guess, and this is really, really nice. Now, you can use this as an on-camera monitor, which is one of the ways it's designed for because it's small enough and light enough. It's only 5.5 inches, so it's not gonna be a big, heavy 7-inch monitor that may be a little bit too big if you're shooting a small mirrorless camera. But there was a couple of things. One, the cables that they gave me, while they do work, they're just too short. So from the purpose that I was going to use it for, running the cable from my camera up top down over to where it's currently positioned, the cables here they provided were just too short. But I did have a longer cable, which worked out really nice for me. It's barely long enough. It's just barely long enough, but it does actually work. However, I will say the cables that they did provide, they work really, really nicely for shooting on camera because they are the perfect length so that if you have to reach from one side of the camera to the other, wherever side your ports are situated on, the cables they provided are long enough to get to your ports, to the from the monitor to your ports, and it's not going to leave you a whole bunch of extra cable, just an extra bunch of slack to get in the way. So it's enough cable, but not too much cable, which is great. So yeah. That's it. Now you can switch up things on this monitor. You can add, you can turn on your histograms, or you can have your false colors on. There's audio monitors on there. It's really a nice full-featured monitor. But for what I'm going to use it for, just like this, absolutely perfect. Absolutely perfect. All right, everyone, well, there you go. That is it. And I have to say, I really, really like the Viltrox DC-550 monitor. It is fantastic. Now, if you get the Pro version, the Pro version is actually touchscreen, which I think could be very, very handy, especially if you're in the field and you're trying to work quickly. Some people don't like buttons, but at the same time, if you are in an area where you need to wear gloves, then the button operation is going to be much more effective because the last thing you want to do is have your hands out freezing in the winter time trying to do a touchscreen. So it's just really depends on what your needs are, but you can always do the buttons even if you have the 550 Pro. You can always do the buttons instead of the touchscreen. It's just the touchscreen is another option for you. So anyways, I think this monitor is fantastic. I have been sent a number of monitors in my days, and this is the first one that I think I'm going to use on a regular basis. So there you go. Anyways, I'll leave links to it down below in the video description so that you can check it out. I'm also going to leave links to my Amazon page and my social media contacts so you can reach me elsewhere. And I hope you enjoyed seeing this video. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up and please subscribe to this channel and follow me on Instagram. And I am Larry with Today I Feel Like. Thanks for coming back to see me. Come back and see me soon. And until next time, love, peace, and hair grease. Peace.